is paying off.
Hello there, this is Project Swift casting for you for another DotA is Hard fabulous matchup on a Wednesday night. Please, for those of you who haven't come and joined up or anything yet, please come join up. We're Australian and New Zealand DotA in-house community, so something going for the Oceanic community. Please come join up. We're on Facebook. Please check us out on Facebook, www.facebook.com/DotA is Hard. We're also got a Steam group. Search for DotA is Hard in Steam. You'll be able to find us. You'll get all the notifications for any of the events through the Steam group, so please check that one out. And finally, for the guild, if you want to join the guild, jump in the DotA is Hard chat channel. So search in the Dota 2 client in the Dota 2 client, search DotA is Hard, and you'll find the chat channel. And then just ask for an invite to the guild, and you should be able to get in. And yep, for all that, I think nothing's ticking over in my head. Am I forgetting anything? Oh yeah, the YouTube channel. This will be on YouTube, so if you're watching this on YouTube, please spread the word. You already know the YouTube thing, but it is www.youtube.com/ProjectSwiftDIH. That's my channel. I'm just one of the casters here at DotA is Hard. And on Wednesday nights, that's when all the casters come out of their caves and come out of their shells and come and cast a bunch of games and let people know how they can improve their matches, what they can do better when they're playing, and also just have a bit of fun. There's some fantastic plays that happen, and it's always good to watch and have somebody get really excited like I do. I love watching DotA. I've seen some fantastic plays in this. I've seen some fantastic plays in DotA is Hard, and it's great. I love watching these sort of things. And seen a couple of silly things too. It's always fun watching silly things. You can just But yes, in our community, and I'm gonna save that one for a moment. I'm gonna just stash that. We've got a competition coming up, but I'm just gonna stash that information to the side for a moment and just have a quick chat about the picks and bans. So the first ban was Gyrocopter, so that's an interesting one. I haven't seen Gyrocopter banned out very often since that nerf. The nerf to flat cannon, boosting it from 20 seconds to 30-second cooldown was pretty huge. It really does put a big dent in the amount of damage that he's able to do in a team fight. So a ban of that. Also a ban of the Lone Druid, followed by Wisp. It's spelled I-O, but it is actually pronounced Wisp, little known fact. And Batrider banned out as well, with the first pick of Visage. I'm seeing almost a bit of a mirror match here. The last game that we just played, we had very similar sports. So we had 10 seconds remaining. So we had a Visage and a Nature's Prophet picked up for one team, and then there was a Darkseer first pickup, but Shadow Demon did see all these heroes in the previous games. So changed the teams up a little bit. The captains have also changed up a little bit, so we'll see how this one goes. Should be interesting. But yes, we've got that global support of the familiars following that Nature's Prophet around. Always good fun. Visage can rush the Medallion of Courage, that's what it's called. Visage can rush Medallion of Courage and really boost the amount of damage that the familiars, as well as the Nature's Prophet, possibly the Treants, are able to do. Also, it's a decent amount of push. That's a lot of tower damage right there. And in this side, we've got the pretty much disruption into Ice Path combo for that lane. So that's a fair bit of sort of lockdown that you can put. Yeah, that's a fair bit of lockdown that you can put on someone. So if they get like a Darkseer or something, as soon as he starts running away, it's just disruption straight away. And then, yep, straight into that Ice Path, locking him down, and the extra damage from the illusions as well. So that's what that's looking like at the moment. Anyway, I'll just run through the competition at the moment. The exact details for the competition will be coming out later on. But if you check out the Facebook page, you'll be able to see all the details there. But pretty much it's the fantasy teams for the international compendiums at the moment. In the international compendium, you're able to make like a fantasy team, like a sports team. So any different players from any of the teams, you can put them together into your fantasy team, and depending on how they actually do in the international matches, you get points for how your players in your fantasy team do. So pretty much at the end of the international, whoever enters and has the most points at the end they're going to win some prizes. Today I sort of splashed out and bought three nice little sets for 3 different heroes. Whoever gets the most will get first pick, second most will get second pick, third most will get third pick. So that's how that's going to work. I got a Queen of Pain set, the nice one with the hood. Got that one. The Throes of Anguish, I think it's called. Throes of Anguish set. I got the Apex Predator set for the Nyx Assassin. And then I also got the Outworld Devourer set, the Dragon Forge set as well. So I've got 3 nice little sets there. So, yeah, just a good bit of fun. Little bit of donation from me back to the community. Everybody's been making this Dota is Hard endeavor of mine so much fun and so fantastic. So it's just something that I can give back to everyone. I think that's the way that I like to look at it. So please join. Check it out on the Facebook page. Excuse me. So yeah, check out the details will be coming up on the Facebook page. So like that. Yeah, that's how it works. Jump on that. Jump on Facebook, like the page Dota is Hard, and you'll be able to get all the details through there. Alright then. Continuing back on with this draft. So we've had lots of carries banned out all over the place. So we've got the ban of the Juggernaut and the Lifestealer, so those sort of like mid-game carries that also add a lot to the push strategy. So Nature's Prophet with those treants, the Juggernaut with his Healing Ward, really forces that push strategy. Meanwhile, on the Dire team, with these 2 incredibly defensive supports, the Shadow Demon as well as the Chikiro, there was bans of the Anti-Mage and the Alchemist. So, yeah, they don't want to drag out the game. By those bans, I would say that Radiant aren't looking to drag out the game. They have the aggressive support of Visage. They also have the aggressive pushing power of the Nature's Prophet, plus that global fight. So they want to be nailing towers in the mid game, and they don't want to be dragging it out. That's why they've banned those long, drawn-out heroes, I guess. But the Dire team did just pick up the Phantom Lancer. So that is one of those heroes that thrives on the... God damn it. I'll get over this cough eventually. But, yes, Phantom Lancer thrives on being defensive early on in the game. Like, sure, he can spam that Spirit Lance and try and get kills that way, but he's not really an aggressive hero. It's just sort of like, if anybody comes into his lane, he'll just go Spirit Lance, Spirit Lance, Spirit Lance, harass them out of the lane, and then continue on farming. That's how he works. He works on that split push ability. Just farming, getting those illusions, pushing a lane, going back into the jungle, farming, go, when the lane comes back, push it out again, farm, push, that sort of thing. So Phantom Lancer really works on that split push as opposed to team fights. So good pickup there for the Dire team, especially with those bans from the Radiant team of those sort of heroes that they're scared of. Both these heroes are a little bit more active in team fights. Alchemist is able to pick up those Shadow Blades, and if Anti-Mage wants, can get like Vanguard and Manta style early on, instead of just going straight for the Battle Fury. He has mid-game potential as well, but Phantom Lancer is just like straight up farm and push. But they did pick up that Weaver, so Weaver adds that little bit of aggressive potential to their lineup. Yeah, so he can sort of jet around and pick up those squishy intel heroes, which right now the Radiant have a lot of. So between the Leshrac, Diabolic Edict does hit while you're invisible, so Shikuchi will only negate so much damage of Diabolic Edict, but I guess it does give you max movement speed, so you'll be able to get out of the way of it. But yeah, should be having a fun time against the Visage and the Leshrac. There's not too much that those two, even the Nature's Prophet to extent, those 3 heroes can really do against the Weaver. Grave Chill, you just Shikuchi straight out of it. And then you're going to miss that stun. And we've got a pick of Sven, so that could be the makings of a solid aggressive tri-lane. Sven is always sort of quite a classic aggressive tri-laner because he brings that stun into it. It's a fair bit of damage at level 1. Look at that, it's 100 damage at level 1. And even at level 3 it's 325 damage. That's an extra 25 over the top of most other nukes in the game. So between the Soul Assumption nuke, which does a lot of damage, the Split Earth, and the Stormhammer, that's a lot of damage that these three heroes can bring to an aggressive tri-lane. And if they want, they could run a safe lane Nature's Prophet, although I feel that Nature's Prophet doesn't do fantastically against the Weaver. Be interesting to see. Depends. I think it would depend on how that Nature's Prophet uses those treants to harass the Weaver in those earlier levels. So, and whether the Weaver will be able to farm those treants out from under it. So that'll be interesting. We've got a ban from a Tinker, so they don't want that extra global strategy. But also Tinker allows, with the March Machines, clears out illusions pretty well. Clears out those juxtaposed illusions. And that is something that the half and half. The Radiant team, I feel that the Radiant team do need more to clear out illusions. Like they do have Leshrac. Leshrac brings a lot of area of effect, and they have the giant cleave from Sven. That will be doing a lot. Sven is able to get a bit of farm and get a bit of damage up his sleeve. He will be able to clear out those illusions quite effectively, but that'll be later on in the game. And they've got the Nature's Prophet, Wrath of Nature as well, but that's not very effective at clearing out illusions. So I feel that the Radiant team just need that something extra to help out. And I would say a Gyrocopter, but he's been banned. I'm just trying to pick what it is. But see how it goes. Yeah, both of these lineups are still looking for a good mid hero, so that's something that they're gonna need. And I was chatting about this in the last game when I was casting with Car. The new random draft setup, like the new drafting setup, I've been seeing a lot of mid heroes being picked in the last two picks. Which really gives it an advantage to the person who picks last, I feel, because you can just counter it. So the person who picks first also picks last, so they got a Dragon Knight for that mid hero. I kind of like it. I think that Dragon Knight might have actually been a block pick, because Dragon Knight does give that extra AoE that you're looking for to clear up these illusions. The area effect from his Dragon Form ultimate, really good at clearing out the Phantom Lancer's illusions, but they just picked up the Outworld Devourer, so he's going to shred Dragon Knight in the mid lane. He's going to steal all his mana, while Dragon Knight can just level up that Dragon Blood, and he will be really difficult to harass out. Anytime he walks in to try and get a last hit, he's just going to get imprisoned. Just go, imprison, steal your mana. Imprison, steal your mana. And it will give Outworld Devourer a lot of extra damage. It might be able to out-damage that Dragon Blood, so we'll see how that goes. Both of these mids will be looking for ganks on the other one, so they'll be asking their team for ganks. And depending on how those lanes run, if we've got an aggressive tri-lane, should be able to gank the Dragon Knight, while the Shadow Demon and the Jakiro I feel are gonna have a bit more trouble smoking up and ganking that Outworld Devourer. So I think that the Radiant team have got it going on for the moment. But we'll watch how this plays out. So the Jakiro is heading bottom, has bought up his wards. Everyone's sort of very passive at the moment, just sitting in the base, trying to figure out what's going on. Pings are happening on the Radiant team, so they're trying to figure out who's going where, what's going on as well at the moment. But it looks like, yes, we've got an aggressive tri-lane going here. Yes! So we've got an aggressive tri-lane of Visage, Sven, and Leshrac. Meanwhile, ooh! Wait, no, what? Nope, they're drawing, they're going other directions, so yeah, Jakiro just came down, stuck this ward down, so has blocked that camp, but the mid player is drawing lines, running around to the top, so Jakiro is heading top, so it's going to be an aggressive tri-lane versus a defensive tri-lane. So this will be a lot of fun to watch. Meanwhile, we've got blah 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 playing the Outworld Devourer. GX Banger is going solo safe lane on the Nature's Prophet. Willow the Milkiest is going to be playing the Lesharak as well with Copper for Life, and Raphosaurus? Raphiosaurus, I think it is. There will be those three heroes will be in the aggressive tri lane. And solo long lane will be on the Weaver. Diabetes 11 is Jakiro's safe lane support. Noob Killer is solo mid. Dragon Knight with Stand and Kalon is going to be the carry on the Phantom Lancer. And finally Sid Gutterman X is on the Shadow Demon as in that safe lane tri lane as well. So no pull has been blocked here on this. The aggressive dry lane haven't blocked that pull, so they do have that. Do have the ability to run in there and really like contest those pulls. They still have a Sentry Ward as well as a First Blood. So there we go. That answers my question. Out of who wins out of Nature's Prophet against a Weaver. So there we are. Weaver straight off the bat. Must have thrown a lot of damage out. He did have a fair bit of health. He sort of had like 50 health left over. Right now, Visage is getting up in their face, trying to catch out these supports as they're doing that pull. Meanwhile, the Sven and the Leshrac are doing a fair bit of harass to this Phantom Lancer. So, right now, the Radiant team, I think the Radiant team get all up and aggressive. They have a lot of damage to bring to this tri lane right now. They've got that slow, they've got that dual stun. They could bring a lot of area of effect damage too. They can bust down those supports really, really hard. So one hit on the Jakiro, two hit. They've stacked up a little bit there. They stacked the stun and the slow has worn off. Teleport in from Nature's Prophet for the kill. Yes, excellent teleport from the Nature's Prophet there, getting that kill. And now they're getting all aggressive. The teleport's coming back in from the support, so Jakiro's come back in and just missed that ice path. But that little buff Warcry, that's what it's called, Warcry from Sven. Oh, just got caught out. Excellent stun from the Jakiro, not the Jakiro, the Leshrac there. We've got an Ice Path, does catch the Visage, and Phantom Lancer gets the last hit on that Visage. So did manage to turn it around, 1-for-1 trade there. That was excellent disruption from the Shadow Demon, and then a great follow-up Ice Path. Good work from the Leshrac throwing that Split Earth out to try and stop, or at least delay that Ice Path. All this while, the Weaver has been getting free farm, has picked up a Tranquil Boots, so I think Tranquil Boots is a good purchase up against a hero like a Nature's Prophet, who's just going to sort of auto-attack, harass you. Doesn't really have any, doesn't really have that opportunity to burst you down. So, good pick up there. I think Tranquil Boots is the right choice. In this mid lane, where are my stats? There we go, last hit. So, yes, my prediction, the Outworld Devourer is absolutely shredding the Dragon Knight at the moment. Dragon Knight has much more mana than I thought he would. But, I say that, looks like the Outworld Devourer is having a bit of trouble with that, the Essence Aura is not ticking over as much as he would like. So, Dragon Knight currently only has 6 intelligence stolen, so still has plenty of mana, but is still falling behind on those last hits. 20-6. Things are happening, and they're really going on this Phantom Lancer. They got aggressive all up in here. They do have a Sentry Ward, but I think that he's going to run out of the way. They need to turn around and nuke his launch on top of the Phantom Lancer. But Phantom Lancer pops a salve and is healing up a fair bit. Got the 3-4 heroes, good Ice Path, catching 2 heroes out. And Leshrac throws out a Split Earth, but just catches a creep. So, a lot of spells and a lot of effort is putting in to try and killing these heroes all over the place, but it's just not paying off for the Radiant team at the moment. The Nature's Prophet is playing well, picking up those, although the Weaver's level 6 and he's going to go straight in under. Excellent dodge by the Nature's Prophet there. Nature's Prophet doesn't have that mana for any more harass. Doesn't have that mana to trap him in, but Weaver just fought in under the tower for way too long. Does have his Tranquil Boots up in a moment, and Nature's Prophet doesn't have any regens, so Weaver missed that Shikuchi. He's coming back in for round 2. Excellent tree trap. Can punch him under the tower, but no, the tower doesn't go racist on the Weaver. Instead just starts hitting this little creep here. Creepy the Creep soaked up so much damage for the Weaver, and he was able to get away. So Outworld Devourer has picked up a Buckler as the first item. So for those of you who don't know, Buckler is an excellent item for Outworld Devourer. You can just churn it over. It costs 10 mana, sorry, has a 25-second cooldown, and it procs Essence Aura. So if you're ever having mana problems with the Outworld Devourer, just buy a Buckler. Get it, like, pretty much I go Buckler first item after my starting items. I get it over Boots. I usually go Buckler, then Boots, depending on how my mana problem / lane is going. Yeah, it is excellent item. Give it a try. Just get that Buckler, and you can delay it. Like, get the Buckler, and you can delay your mechanism. You can get the headdress by all means, but delay the mechanism until you start like roaming around and start like once the laning phase has ended, then you buy out your mechanism. Until then, you just spam Buckler. Get all the mana in the world, all the mana you could ever need. And Dragon Knight's got an Invis Runas coming in. Pings are happening on these supports. I think he's going to catch someone out. He does have full mana. Well, full-ish. He has 130 mana, so he's got enough mana for a stun. But nope, intelligence just ticked over, and he used his dragon form. Is he close enough? We got the stun as soon as he turned. Yes, he does get it. The other two heroes are coming in. The extra speed from the Warcry has been used. The Shadow Demon has just thrown down the Lexerac, and that's picked up by... Wait, what? The Nature's Prophet. That might have been a bit of a mistake. The Nature's Prophet trapped him all in with a Sprout there, so I think he trapped the Leshrac in. Bit of a misplay by the Nature's Prophet. So this Weaver is continuing to get fairly reasonably free farm. Still only has 30, 33, 34 last hits at the moment. So it's still behind that the Outworld Devourer, who's shredding it at the moment. Just has, see that Buckler, just ticks it up, and yeah, the Outworld Devourer level 7 to the Dragon Knight's level 6, almost a full level ahead, over a full level ahead. This experience, Dragon Knight's trying his best to sort of harass. I think that in this lane, Dragon Knight should have just not leveled Breath of Fire. Pretty much should have maxed Dragon Blood over the top of Breath of Fire. I think get one level in Dragon Tail, max Dragon Blood, and then get sort of backup levels in Breath of Fire, because you're not going to be able to use it. All your mana, all your intelligence is being stolen. Currently, the Dragon Knight has 1 intelligence, whole 30 mana. Woohoo! Shadow Demon missed the Soul Catcher there, put it on this creep, but there was no follow-up stun available from the Dragon Knight since he only has 13 mana. Shadow Demon's wandering back in to sort of offer what aid he can, but pings are happening on the top lane, so the Outworld Devourer is signaling that that Shadow Demon is missing. That Shadow Demon is not Shadow Demon, so yeah, Shadow Demon. Yes, Shadow Demon. So that Shadow Demon is missing. He's in the mid lane. So quick, go get those supports. Go fight someone, because they're one man down at the moment. But of course, Shadow Demon has walked back in, so that won't be a viable option. And yeah, that option won't be available anymore. But hopefully, we can see some head-to-head stuff. So we do have an illusion rune from this Visage. Visage is 1 level of people. That's an interesting thing. So both the supports are a level over the top of the Radiant supports. Almost. Both of them. Leshrac just ticked over to level 4, and Visage is almost. They're going on this Shadow Demon here. Good Ice Path. This supports caught 3 heroes in that Ice Path. So excellent use. We got the Visage stealing all that speed, but no, the Sven does go down to the Spirit Lance from the Phantom Lancer. That's another interesting one. Sven is only level 5 compared to Nature's Prophet teleported in and is boxed himself in. He needs to... Yes, there we go. The stun from the Leshrac is able to let him out. Leshrac has activated his Diabolic Edict, but it's in the middle of a creep wave, and Nature's Prophet goes down. He got hit by that Spirit Lance, burst damage, and slowed down, allowing the Phantom Lancer to finish him off. So this is starting to look a bit scary for the Radiant team. Pretty much what they're working on at the moment is this Outworld Devourer getting heaps of money. So Outworld Devourer has just picked up the straight up mechanism. It's almost 10 minutes in, so especially with this tri-lane having a rough time, he's going to have to go start helping, and he's going to have to end his laning phase a bit earlier, I feel. So he's done very well in the mid lane, picked up that fast mechanism. Is 50 last hits and 27 denies in front of this Dragon Knight. So Dragon Knight's having a rough time. He does have those levels, just doesn't have any of the money to back it up. His power treads, his drums, all of those items that he'll be looking for is going to be, they've been hampered quite a bit. Meanwhile, this Weaver, on the other hand, Dragon Knight's, yeah, I don't know, Dragon Knight is offset by this Phantom Lancer. This Phantom Lancer is doing quite well, reasonably well. Has 38 last hit, is in a bit of a tough situation at the moment. Did catch the tip of that stun, but this Sentry Ward was placed a little bit late and Visage wasn't able to throw out that Soul Assumption, getting the last hit. But Weaver getting plenty of farm on the bottom lane, coming second on the last hits, 56 last hits. Where's my net worth? There we go. So, we've got 4 heroes coming in. This Dragon Knight's looking for a stun, wants to get it, does find it, so got that slow, and now we've got plenty of heroes pounding. Just caught on the tip of that Ice Path as well, and that bursted one more hit. Yes, Dragon Knight does get the kill, and that will be able to help him get some more items up. Leshrak's on very low, the stunned underneath the tower, so Dragon Knight's coming straight in, got the stun, and slowed from the Visage as well. This could burst down the Dragon Knight. He's taken a lot of hits from the tower. Excellent disruption for the Shadow Fiend there. Keeping him safe from that tower hit and keeping that Dragon Knight alive. So Dragon Knight has a little bit of extra money now, can start looking towards some treads and some braces and some things to sort of boost his tanky and damageness. But great fight from the DotA team. So I don't know, the DotA team is doing so well, but the Outworld Devourer is doing excellent as well. So everyone on the Radiant team except the Outworld Devourer is having a really rough time. But this Outworld Devourer is doing well. Things are happening on that Invis rune for some reason, but while all that was happening, the Weaver does take down the tower on the bottom lane. Very close behind the Outworld Devourer now on the last hit. So the amount of pressure that the DotA team are able to place on that tri-lane and the Weaver placing on the bottom lane, I think it's going to outweigh this, outweigh the impact that the Outworld Devourer has. So he's going to have to leave his lane soon to start helping out the other lanes. Going in behind the Weaver, they did use Dust, but Weaver has his ultimate, has 2 seconds on the Shukuchi, needs to throw out that Soul Assumption, just ran out of time, but yes, he does get that Soul Assumption off before the Weaver was able to Shukuchi away. That is a big kill for the Radiant team. Phantom Lancer almost has his Diffusal Blade up, so almost has money, 150 gold away. That will be helping a lot against the Outworld Devourer. He does, being the key hero on the Radiant team at the moment. Sanity's Eclipse is going to do a fair bit of damage to those illusions, as well as Arcane Orb doing a fair bit of damage, but if he doesn't have any mana, that's going to really hamper the amount of damage that the Outworld Devourer does. So Diffusal Blade is a very key item for the Phantom Lancer at the moment. And they're going in on this Outworld Devourer. Oh! Just ulted straight away, just ticked over to level 11. Used his ultimate and just shredded those heroes. One hit the Shadow Demon, half hit the Dragon Knight, and just took him down the rest with that Arcane Orb. Just did so much damage. So we've got Jakiro coming in now, so we've got 3 on 1. We're going to give this a second go. Ice Path thrown out, just missed him. Stood there just scaring him off. Weaver's come in to try and throw in a few hits, but the Outworld Devourer's backing off. Astral Imprisonment, stealing a little bit of intelligence and stealing the amount of times that Weaver can Shukuchi. Radiant team are starting to bring themselves back. They've got a few kills under their belt now. Those 2 extra kills from the Outworld Devourer did help. It did took that Dragon Knight down another peg. Just missed that stun there. Didn't time it quite well enough. It's 4 seconds on the Astral Imprisonment. You can just sort of like click on people. So when you When they're imprisoned, you can select them. No, you can't. There. I take that back. So yes, you're just going to have to count those 4 seconds. Excellent ultimate from the Jakiro there, doing so much damage. Look at all that damage from the Macropire. But Mechanism, early Mechanism, this point of the game, used magic wands and used that Mechanism, kept his team alive. So there is the power of the early Mechanism. They're really going on him. We've got, did pop a Sal, just missed that Ice Path again. We've got a few hits, 4 staff away. Sven has teleported in, is going in after this Dragon Knight who's trying to follow him. Just missed the trees there from the Nature's Prophet. So Nature's Prophet's taking a lot of damage too. We've got this, the Phantom Lancers coming in, and they've got, what, they've got not the, put a hit on this Sven here. Right now the Dragon Knight's on 1 life. The Leshrac had his eyes on him, wanted to go for him, but got caught out by the Phantom Lancer. And Weaver gets the last hit on that Leshrac there. So right now Dragon Knight is whimpering away on very, very little life. Nature's Prophet is dead, so there's no chance of him coming in to pick that up. But that was an excellent fight for the Dire team. This is that 4 stuff being used, and Outworld Devourer does pick up that kill on the Leshrac. And right now Weaver's coming back in. Doesn't have that mana to time lapse out, so has to be a little bit careful. Dragon Knight did manage to find a regeneration rune. I think it got cancelled by a creep attack there. Nature's Prophet's teleported in. Weaver has no mana. Weaver can't Shikuchi away. Weaver can't time lapse away. And Outworld Devourer is coming straight in and finishing it off. Got an ultimate from the Nature's Prophet, as well as those 2 hits from that Outworld Devourer. Just cleaned up that Weaver as soon as he didn't have that mana. And Astral Imprisonment, stealing all the intelligence from those supports and just murdered that Phantom Lancer as well. So Outworld Devourer is dragging him back onto the board. 7 of those kills belong to him, so he's dragging the Radiant team back on the board. Doesn't want to go down without a fight. So so there you see the XP and gold graph is quite interesting. It's sort of like dips into the Dire favor and then spikes back up to the Radiant, and then dips into the Dire favor, spikes back towards the Radiant. So Sven's coming in, has used both his Warcry and his ultimate, and they want to take this tower. They want to get it down as soon as possible. Leshrac used Diabolic Edict as well. Shadow Demon did come in, disrupt this Outworld Devourer, but to no further effect. Although Outworld Devourer is starting to take a lot of damage. Nope, does manage to 4-stuff his way out of it, and Shadow Demon is so close to going down. Excellent ultimate. Macropire was maybe a little bit off from the Jakiro. Throws down an Ice Path before he goes down. Manages to catch 3 heroes in it. Phantom Lancer can't fight at the moment. He's just throwing in those Spirit Lancers, hoping it makes a little army. They just haven't given the opportunity to this Phantom Lancer to create an army of Phantom Lancers at the moment. So he's having a really rough time in these fights, just throwing out those Spirit Lancers, trying to do what damage he can. But any illusions that get thrown out just get shredded by the Outworld Devourers. Outworld Devourer instantly. This Arcane Orb does a bonus 400 damage to illusions. So any single things that the Phantom Lancer throws out gets just taken down straight away. So it's now even, so there's the scoreboard. It's 10 for 10 now. The Dire team did have a very scary time there. So when the Radiant team groups up and fights like that, the Dire team don't have a whole lot that they can throw into it. The Dragon Knight is the main portion of their... I'm not sure what's going on there. A little bit of back and forth. Oh, just trying to kill off this... kill off the Nature's Prophet. Didn't quite get it, but yes. Dragon Knight is the main portion of the Dire's team fight, and because he got hampered so much by that Outworld Devourer, the Dire team don't have much team fight at the moment. They got a little bit. They got the Shadow Demon Disruption, the Soul Catcher. Like, they have pretty much what the Shadow Demon and the Jakiro have to offer, and Weaver can scurry around and do a little bit of damage, but the Radiant supports have been pretty onto it with Dust and Wards. So. But they're going to give it a go. They do manage to get that stun on the Sven, and A bit of a poor disruption. I think that was a misplayed disruption there. Double stun on the Shadow Demon. He's going to go down. Nature's Prophet gets the last hit. And the Outworld Devourer teleports in, throws his ultimate on top of this Weaver, and right now Weaver does have another Shikuchi to get away. Runs in behind the trees there and does teleport out. Excellent juke there. So they did manage to get out of that engagement with just a Shadow Fiend lost, but considering that the Dire team opened up that engagement, that's a bit of a dire sign for them, I feel. So the Dragon Knight opened up with that stun, and then Shadow Demon's follow-up of Disruption. That was a misplay, I think, and you need a simple trick for people learning to play Shadow Demon. Obviously, this doesn't go for 100% of the time, but when you're learning to play Shadow Demon, during team fights, save Disruption for your allies. So if one of your allies is about to get hit by a spell or something brutal is going on, save Disruption for those moments. Usually you do more good using it defensively than offensively, especially when you're learning.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Right now, Outworld Devourer is going to catch up this Shadow Demon. Nope, boom. I thought Shadow Demon might be able to disruption himself, but the Leshrac stun did time that quite well. And this push, the Radiant push, is really coming into play right now. The Nature's Prophet with those, with the Treants, so many Treants. The Leshrac getting in close, doing heaps of damage with Diabolic Edict, and that fast mechanism from the Outworld Devourer has really boosted the amount of health that all these units have, and boosted the amount of tower damage that the Radiant team are able to do. And they're pushing straight in. They've breached the base. God damn it. Excuse me. Completely missed that kill on Jakira there. Caught it, but I couldn't call it. Shadow Demon's popped out. Did manage to use his disruption, but there's Radiant heroes all up in the base right now. They're just doing so much damage, and there's nothing that the Dire team can do. They don't have any team fight. The Weaver's doing what he can, charging straight into people. I feel, yep, Sentry Wards are down. The Radiant supports onto it. They keep buyback from the Weaver, I think. Nope. Time lapse straight out, but yeah, ran straight back through over the top of that Sentry Ward, and GG has been called. So there we go. Great game. Well played, was very interesting. There's your goal graph. So the goal graph was looking really interesting for the early portion of the game, but Outworld Devourer did manage to drag it back into the Radiant's favour and got that push going with that early mechanism. Really helped that push strategy, especially with that the extra armor from the Sven boosting all those units and the amount of damage that the Leshrac was able to do with Diabolic Edict. Excellent play from the Radiant team. Great plays from the Dire team early game. They had that early game going there. Was really doing quite well. Shadow Demon copped a lot that game, I'm sorry. But yeah, great plays. Excellent game. A lot of fun to watch and a lot of fun to cast. Thank you very much. This has been Project Swift from DotA's Hard Wednesday Night In-Houses. Please come join us. We have a lot of fun here. It's excellent. Anyway, I will see you all around on the DotAverse.